Yo, 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 welcome to Audio Addiction. Y'all, thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. Tonight we are finishing out Band-Maid, which is very exciting. It has been a fun journey, but we are finally going to be closing that out, and then we've got pretty much end of the year stuff to do. So yeah, thanks to everyone who joined the little metal excursion. Hopefully this will not be the last time, but you never know. So we'll see what happens. But very excited. We've got some new stuff to cover that we did. I believe we stopped at I think we stopped at Sense, I'm pretty sure. So that was cool. I did enjoy that one. So yeah, so we're moving along slowly but surely. I know we will be doing a holiday stream. We've got two different sets of deep dives and stuff to do. I know my girlfriend had wanted to do Momoland, so we'll be doing that. I know as well as that we have the albums of the year, K-pop, alternative music, and then we have if you're in Discord, please give Sarah your picks for their song of the year, where I get to guest stuff, both K-pop and non-K-pop. So if you want to do those, feel free to join in. Would love to hear what everybody's got. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that was I think all the housekeeping I have for today. So that's it. So if you got more, let me know. But thanks for everybody vibing out tonight. So Gunky, hello. Sarah, hello. Sense was last. Okay, perfect. Andy, hello. Connie, hello. Thanks for joining. But very nice. We're gonna start off. Like I said, we did just finish with Sense, the last stream, and we will be continuing on. This one looks to be from now on. This is an instrumental, so very nice. Gunky says, depending on where we are towards the end, I have potentially a few more songs to add. We have 3 songs away from hearing the whole EP that came out recently, so we basically be doing an album listen. Oh boy. All right, well, we'll see what we can get through, because this is like just under 20 videos, so we'll see what we got. But anyway, let's start. I think we gotta keep it moving if we're gonna do that. So let's check out From Now On. Cool instrumental so far. I love it. like this. String skipping. Cool. Very nice. Wow. All right. Very cool. This was Band-Maid's from Now On. Very nice. Unhi, hello. Thank you for hanging. Gucky says, so we are now on the album Unleash. Sense was the first track on the album we did. Very nice. Okay, cool. I enjoyed both. Obviously, we talked about Sense in the last stream. But I also really enjoyed this. This was cool. I always love when metal bands do instrumental songs. I like, to me, I think very similarly to my commentary about the previous instrumental song that we heard from Band-Maid. I think, to me, it's always interesting to see if whether or not those artists still kind of keep a lot of their ethos in terms of like their songwriting, and I feel like with this song, I was like, wow, this still feels like a Band-Maid song, but obviously without vocals, and I think that that's really cool. I think if anything, that obviously highlights their skills over the years, certainly, and how they've kind of obviously progressed and become better as musicians. But this was extremely tight. I loved a lot of like the rhythm changes. I know that people often make the commentary about like drummers and how they basically shape like the songs, and I wouldn't disagree with this one. I definitely like Akane in this, much similarly to a lot of the other drumming styles that she has done so far. But like some of those like really kind of like open sections, you can definitely hear like where Misa kind of drops out, and then again as well, really kind of where the rhythm of the drums kind of fill in those gaps a little bit more. It's really cool. I think it kind of, again, it gives a lot more dynamics to the song, so I love that. Both Miku and Konami sound incredible. Konami had some really sick guitar solos. I feel like this is definitely the opportunity for her to kind of, again, highlight her skills as a guitarist, lead guitarist, certainly. So I think this is always really cool. I'm always very excited to check out the instrumental songs just for that reason alone. But I thought this was really, really well put together. I definitely enjoyed it. I think between the two, I think we've only listened to 2 instrumental songs from them so far. I definitely feel like this one was a little bit more up my alley and taste-wise. But the other one was not bad either. So I definitely enjoyed that. But their instrumentals are really, really insanely good. So very nice. Let's see. Andy said, love that. Gunky says, I'm not usually big into instrumental tracks, but I really like Band-Maid's instrumentals. Fair enough. Connie says, it was very nice. There was a part that reminded me of my favorite song by After School. Very interesting. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, I guess we'll keep it moving here. The next one we've got is Unleash. It encourages self-belief, resilience, and a willingness to step outside of one's comfort zones, ultimately inspiring listeners to chase their dreams and create their own path. So, very nice. All right, let's get into Unleash. Oh, the like anime art style? Cool.
雨に晴れに風にたまに曇りの anytime 巡り巡りたどり着いた光踏み出す一歩は一歩だ一歩だ期待を超えた未来が待ってる Let it go
Oh, halftime. Cool. Very nice, very nice. All right, this was Band-Maid's Unleash. You're hanging out for the final installment of Band-Maid's deep dive tonight. Thanks for hanging. I really enjoyed this one. I believe I may have not checked the MV out, but I have listened to this song, I'm pretty sure. Um Not like I had listened, I guess it either popped up on my streaming services or, maybe I just listened to this song on my own like personal YouTube page. Um, but man, I forgot how good this song was because I was just like bobbing my head enjoying it. Um, but the MV was sick. I don't remember watching this MV at all, so this was definitely a little bit more of a surprise. Art style kind of reminds me of an amalgamation of a few different animes, but I feel like one of them definitely is like a Sailor Moon type anime. I feel like DBZ, especially this shot here, feels very Dragon Ball Z associated. And there's a few others. I mean, obviously, like I could mention like some other like music anime shows like K-On! Or Bochi, but I feel like that might be a little bit too on the head a little bit to some degree. But damn, this song was so good. Like I said, forgot how good it was. Really enjoyed it. I think to me, some of the standout people, I would say vocally, this was probably one of my favorite songs from Saki. I feel like she's just got such a like fun vocal tone, and I feel like she gets to utilize it a lot in this song. Like she's got like a really kind of like, especially in like maybe potentially like in her higher register, she kind of has like a little bit of vocal rasp that I love. And I feel like maybe in previous Bandmate songs it hasn't been as apparent, but I feel like with this one they definitely highlighted it a little bit more in my opinion. um I feel like Miku kind of took. There was definitely some moments in the song where I was like, Miku's really good vocally, but I felt like at some parts I was like, I kind of wish that they kind of either pushed her vocals up a little bit more, or just kind of like, because in some parts I'm like, it would be really cool if there's like a little bit more of that dynamic punch of what like Miku does vocally and how they kind of mesh together. I'd probably say that would be my only like really critique, and I don't even think it's that harsh of a critique, honestly. But I definitely feel like for my personal taste, I would have loved to hear her voice kind of amalgamate a little bit more closer with Psyche's. Um, I loved a lot of the rhythm changes, like I said before in the previous song. From now on, I love that they kind of switch it up and make it interesting rhythmically from both like the drumming and bass standpoint. I think they're both obviously Misa and Akane are both incredible artists. So I think they've done it really well. And then I also really liked Konami's solo in this. They were definitely using. She's definitely using some sort of like, I don't know. She was definitely like using some sort of filter on her guitar tone. It sounded very like trebly and like scratchy in some ways, which I liked. I think it kind of had like this like really high gain sort of feel to it. So I appreciate that a ton. But yeah, this was really cool. I definitely like this a lot. I think maybe potentially the only thing I can think of like tonality wise that is similar is that she may have used a, I know I've referenced this pedal before on the channel, but like I think she may have been using like a Digitech whammy pedal, which usually is like an octavizer. So I feel like her leads were kind of pressed up a little bit more in that sort of treble tone. So that was cool. But yeah, overall, really damn good song. I probably put this amongst my favorites because I really enjoyed this one a ton, which is not surprising. So Gunky says this is my favorite song on the album. Very nice. Connie says love the animation. I would agree. Biscuits, hello. Thanks for hanging in. Having to lurk tonight, but I am listening. Very nice. And Gunky said the following comments after this MV came out, every fan said they should have their own anime. That would be interesting. I would love to see that. And I think I've had you watch the videos from the next 6 songs. That's probably at some point or another. So, all right, cool. Well, speaking of the next 6 songs, this one is Hate ? Expresses an intense emotion, particularly anger and frustration. The lyric conveys a sense of disdain and dissatisfaction while reflecting on personal relationships and the feeling of being overwhelmed by others' words and actions. The repeated exclamation, I hate you, emphasizes a power struggle and a desire for clarity in communication, suggesting that the speaker is fed up with misunderstandings and conflicts. Very nice. All right. Well, let's keep it moving then.
ちまってもう十分でしょこれ以上意味なんてない君はゼロでもない形にもなれない揺れ揺れその胸の歌詞どう考えても結論なんてないから無駄だと Yeah 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 I get you la 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 I get you 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 don't give a shit I get you 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 I get youありがとう
All right, very cool. This was Band-Maid's Heat? Question mark. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I do remember watching this. This was a little while ago, but still cool. That I remembered because normally I have a very my memory is not normally great, but I can remember some stuff, which is fun. Um, I enjoyed re-listening to this one. I think probably I I don't remember what my commentary was on the song particularly. I do remember I enjoyed it. I think for me, it's like this one is a very well written Band-Maid song. I definitely think it's fun. I love, again, I probably have said this a decent bit about the live performances, but I just love seeing them perform live. Like you can even see here, like Miku's got a giant grin on her face. Like Akade's always got a smile on her face. Like everybody's enjoying themselves, and I feel like as a spectator slash fan, I think for me, whenever I see live shows, I always want to make sure that the band is just like having a ripping time. You know what I mean? I feel like to me, that's like if they're having a good time up on stage, I feel like that kind of influences my opinions on the songs and stuff a little bit more. And not even just from like if I go to a show, like I still feel the same way. Like I feel like the importance of enjoying a show and being there and being in the moment, I think is really important. And I think they definitely live it up to the fullest, certainly. So very cool to see that. Um, I think the only thing that I don't know if it's, I guess it would necessarily maybe be a question per se to people who are like, diehard Band-Maid fans. But I'm always curious when they do like the break off for like a solo or something like that, like where Misa ran out to like the center stage and then obviously like was doing her solo on the bass and like dueling with Konami. I wonder if that's like all like I wonder if it's all like just like them improvisation like live, like or if they've actually rehearsed it to like go that way. I'm very curious if that's the case or not, or if it's just like, all right, we're gonna make it up on the spot. We're gonna do, you know what I mean? Like, because I know that there's some, obviously there's some artists that just riff, you know what I mean, and they just go off of each other and like just really base that moment. So I'm curious if it is kind of again, like if it's if it's the same across the board with each show. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be 100% exactly the same way every live show, certainly, but I'm always very curious if like how rehearsed are their shows in the sense of like obviously I understand they have banter and stuff like that, but like for some of the solos and stuff, I'm curious if they really like deck it out and try to like memorize that section. So very cool. Let's see. Gongi says this is a good song, but the live of this is a lot better. I would agree. I would think it's rehearsed. They always got really well with the song, so it sure seems to be rehearsed. I'm not saying like the song, like obviously I know some of like the normal beats of the song are absolutely rehearsed. Like I wouldn't. I mean, obviously, like any artist has to prepare for their shows in that aspect. I just think like some of the like the way that they kind of like again that dueling section between like Misa and Konami, like in that one section, I was like, okay, like are they? I'm sure that they may have practiced, but I was just curious if they actually like have like the sheet music to kind of again do that. So very interesting. I mean, if it is rehearsed, that's also cool because like Lord knows I couldn't remember that. So if they were to do that for every song, practically, that's insane. Um, And Guggy says that's the section I'm talking about. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I could see. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I don't see it, but I think they do a very good job of making it seem like it is a little on the fly to some degree. So I wonder if it's kind of a mixed. Like I wonder if there's just like rough guidelines. You know what I mean? Not 100%. So, but either way, very cool. I enjoyed it nonetheless. They're both like very talented improvisers slash, obviously rehearsing those moments as well too. But I think there's a little spirited. I feel like there's some spirited guitar playing slash bass playing. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is entirely rehearsed. So, um, all right. Well, either way, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one is influencer. It explores the pressures of maintaining an online persona, the desire for likes and followers, and the superficiality of social media interactions. Oh well, kind of speaking to the choir for this one. So anyway, let's check it out.
なんて正体不明じゃなんで社内マウントがさんちっちゃちっちゃ高まるアドバンテージマジこれフィルター神じゃん Push it like a check it out Share happy let's dance
Ooh, cool shifts. Cool.
Keep it like ね好きになっちゃうじゃん
Great long noise. Wow. Woo. All right. Very cool. This was Band-Maid's Influencer. Very nice. Gunky says, I really like this song, but I always cringe a little when they say hunky dory. That is true. I enjoyed this a lot. I definitely feel like this is a really, really, really strong Band-Maid song. I don't know. I don't want to say like this one's up there, but I would probably put it pretty close. I think it's like maybe I would probably put it maybe just outside of my favorites, like honorable mention certainly. I love the instrumentation. I feel like with all of these songs that we listen to from basically from Sense till now has been so good. I feel like they've definitely I feel like as a fan, I feel like they have stepped up their game significantly in terms of songwriting, and it seems like they're more comfortable doing some interesting things, not only I think like vocally but like instrumentation wise. Like it just seems like they're a little bit more equipped than I feel like maybe in previous releases, where I'm like I've enjoyed it and I've loved a lot of their previous stuff, but like I think with all of these songs I'm just like, wow, they're really on a great path. So I definitely appreciate that in terms of like the production and the stylistic choices that they've made so far. I do feel like it is very representative of what they do. This song is like, again, I think it takes a lot of the quirky elements of what I love about Band-Maid. Like again, some of the lyrics were a little bit like some of the lyrics were a little bit interesting, and that's not to say it's bad. Like, again, I would never consider myself to be a lyricist by any standpoint. So, I don't really kind of judge that too harshly. I think to me, like, if the musicality is good, that's really what sticks out to me. And then if like the lyrics, mean something to me, that's kind of where it delves into a little bit more for my personal taste. But I really liked it. I think the vocals on this were really sick. Not only by Miku. I thought she sounded incredible in this song, and like again, I love that kind of back and forth that both her and Psyche use. I think it's just so good. Um, but I definitely appreciate this one a lot because I think I've mentioned it in a previous song, but I love when Psyche does that like fast like spoken word section. It's just so much fun. I think to me it's always really fun. I like they also incorporated like a little bit of like electronic elements in that bridge section. I thought that was really sick. I loved like the ending. The solo from Konami was incredible as well. Like again, that really pitch shift like guitar solo is really cool. Um, and it's just a really infectious song. Like as much as obviously we were joking about the hunky dory part, like I can't say that shit's not catchy. You know what I mean? Like I'll absolutely admit that I think it's got a good hook to it, but I really thought this was great. Like I said, the instrumentation was cool. I also loved in the bridge that they gave like they had like that vocal section part with like Misa or not, excuse me, not Misa. We'll talk about Misa in just a second. The vocal section with Psyche and Miku. And then they obviously had Misa do like her bass section solo thing, and then they went back to Psyche, and then obviously got into the like solo from Konami. I thought that's sick. I thought that switch between was so much fun, and I really enjoyed that a lot. But overall, this was a really sound song. And again, I think I would say it highlights them very well. So very cool. Gunky says this might be a top 50 song, but if I really tried to rank the songs, it's possible it could be lower. They just have so many songs I love. That's fair. I mean, considering how much you've listened to them, I'm not really surprised by that. And Hunky Dory actually fits with the messaging of the song, at least. That is true. That is true. So, all right. Well, we're going to keep it moving. The next one we have is Memorable, which we're going to find out if it is memorable. This song was written during Band-Maid's 2022 U.S. tour, reflecting on the band's feelings about being able to tour again after a significant break. They drew emotional inspiration from fans' love and support during this time, using the song as a way to express gratitude and connection with their audience. It is described as a love letter, not only to the fans, but as a marker of a meaningful moment for the band and their fans reconnecting after the hiatus. Very nice. And Guggy says, I really like this rock ballad. Listen, all you had to say was ballad, and I already knew. So let's check it out.
We have never seen the view 高鳴る胸は 懐かしい気持ちに I'm so glad to see you again この時が続くように暗い日々さえ reach you 無意味なものはないよ
Cool chord
You
progression.
shot me down last night I feel my heart living with you love You love me 言葉にできない This time We don't surrender 溢れ出す想いを集めて空に浮かべよう I dream about your smile このままもうちょっと日立てたいけど止まらず進むよ Oh time flies where you have been found この時を刻むように笑い泣いたこと全部忘れることはないよ Memorable last night I feel my heart living with you love You love me 言葉にできない This time We don't surrender 溢れ出す想いを集めて空に浮かべよう I dream about your smile I thought everybody knows wonder who was so I want to shine on you tonight, tonight yeah. I feel my heart living with you love You love me 言葉にできない This time We don't surrender 約束の先へとまたどこかで会えるまで We dream about world
Very nice. Very nice. All right. This was Band-Maid's Memorable. Very, very cool. I'll keep this one brief. I don't really have a lot to go on about, but I definitely enjoyed this a lot. I feel like rock ballads to me are always kind of that cut between of like obviously my love of ballads normally and obviously incorporating more instrumentation into the song, which was really fun. I appreciate kind of the emotionality between both Saiki and Miku in the song. I feel like they definitely were I feel like they definitely obviously resonated with the song and were singing it with like really good emotion, and I appreciate that. I think, obviously as your band ages, certainly I think to me it's always like, I think there is a level of appreciation. I think if I could relate it to anything, it's, doing this as long as I've been doing it for, you have a love and appreciation for the people that support you and, that care about what you do. So I definitely feel like for this song, I can resonate with that feeling, certainly, and very appreciative and, very grateful to do things that, people come in and watch, twice a week. And, it's very cool. And obviously, I'm sure for them being able to tour around the world and see different, different fans across the world really enjoying their music, I think that's such a huge honor and, obviously a privilege that it looks like they have, definitely appreciated and are grateful for. So it's good to hear. So definitely enjoyed that song. I think to me, it's, I think it's more about the meaning and the message rather than the my critiques of the song. Like I think it's really well written, but I think really at the heart of it, I do feel like, the lyricism is what hits, and obviously, what meaning you partake from in regards to the song. Whether you're a fan or not, I think you can definitely show a lot of love and appreciation for this track. So I definitely enjoyed it a lot. Felt very sweet, so I liked it. Gagi says the lyrics are what I really appreciate about their ballads. That's fair. Yes, it was very sweet. I would also agree. So, all right. Well, we'll keep it moving here. The next one we have is Shambles. This one encourages listeners to confront challenges, push through obstacles, and strive for greatness, embracing both the beauty and chaos that life presents. Inspires perseverance and an unwavering belief on oneself, urging listeners to seize the opportunity and make the mark on their world. This is the ending song of the anime Kengen Ashura. Very interesting. Okay. Gucky says we are now on their Epic Narratives album. Very nice. All right, let's check out Shambles to start. Cool bridge. All right. Very cool. This was Band-Maid's Shambles. Very nice. Very nice. Guggy says, every time I hear this song, I forget how much I like it. Love the guitar solo in this song, but it's too short if you asked me. Very nice. I would also agree. I think this is extremely well written. You know what I've noticed, at least for, I guess, trend wise on like songs that they've used for like animes and stuff. I will say like there's a tightness to like I feel like there's like those types of songs, and I don't like obviously I don't know what happens before the chicken or the egg, in this situation. Like, did they have these songs already written, and then when they sent it to the anime company, they're just like, oh, okay, we'll use this song, or like they had already had it done, and the anime's like, can we use the song as the ending? I know sometimes it could be either or, um but I really enjoyed this a lot. I think it is really fun, extremely polished. I would also say as well, I've been obviously, I've been loving a lot of the live videos we've been covering with Band-Maid, but I gotta give a extra special shout outs to like whoever's doing their production, like in terms of their live engineering for their shows, because I don't know why, but I feel like dynamically their songs always sound better live. I don't know if that's necessarily on purpose or not. I mean, it probably is to some degree, but man, like I just feel like the dynamics of their songs just like have just a little bit more oomph to them live, which is great. So I feel like if anything, it incentivizes you if you love their songs that you probably love them more in a live setting versus versus the studio versions. I mean, I'm sure there are some songs that sound better studio wise versus live, but that remains to be seen for me at least. But I really enjoyed this a lot. I think the beginning was really sick. I love how Akane started out the song with like that really cool drum solo. Then you had like a little bit of a moment of Misa doing some bass, and then Miku got to do a little bit of like like rhythm shred guitar work, and I thought that was sick. And then you obviously had Kaname come in and like break up that disturbance to like get the song started. I thought that was a really cool like live moment, so I appreciate that a ton. But yeah, I just thought this was a really, really well put together song. Like I said, I was just like bobbing my head, enjoying myself. I think the riffs were really cool. The chorus is really catchy. I feel that the vocals are from Psyche are just awesome. She always has like this really cool like brightness and like overtones to her voice in choruses. Like I feel like that's dynamically where she shines a lot on the vocal spectrum, so I love that. The bridge is probably my favorite part of the song just because it was like a little bit different. It was a little bit off the beaten path, but I still feel like they came around to it in that like final chorus bit. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, overall, enjoyed the song a lot. I feel like I think they've been on a pretty good roll in terms of the like anime songs that they've done. I think I've enjoyed, if not all of them, I think I've definitely enjoyed a majority of them. So, and it's also crazy how many songs that they've had put in anime. It's kind of nuts. So good for them. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the next one. Gunky says on their last album, that's where they have the best anime songs to me. Fair enough. Fair enough. The next song we have on this list is Bestie. celebrating the bond of friendship and support that transcends any challenges. The song's overarching message revolves around the idea that true companionships can uplift and provide strength during tough times. The lyrics convey a sense of unwavering support, mutual understanding, and the joy of being together. Oh, very nice. Gunky says, except for Different, which is a top 10 song for me. That's fair. That's fair. And love the lyrics in this song. Another ballad. Okay. Very nice. All right. Well, uh, we're going to listen to Bestie next. So let's check it out.
I sing till the light stops falling. I will keep on singing and breaking the smile. With you, every sad is still with the so fun. This is the day I live as always. Love's a silence, oh surprises, always unforeseen. A dancing countdown violates my world. I'm best things are always in your heart. So even when you feel sad, you're not alone anymore. You look up in the sky, we live in the same time. Yes, I am always here for you, right here beside your heart. Bestie, don't you worry about it. We are stepping toward you. I look at joy. That's my life and not my everything, but I'm sure I can tell you we're the best together. I'm truly myself. I remember love since that time met you that day. I love the memories won't go away. So let's
Ooh, she hit that high note. Damn, Miko.
dance together. Years from now, I still be doing this with you. I don't wanna be shy, but I can look in your eyes. You can count on me anytime you need. I promise that I won't leave. Never ever I will. I think I'm glad I met you now.
I love that this beginning ending riff. It's so cool. Utilizing those open strings. I thought that was sick. Very nice. All right. This was Band-Maid's Bestie. Very nice. A couple comments here. Gunky says, can we just say Miku's hair looks so good with that all white outfit? I did enjoy it. It was very cool. He says, I don't believe this song is that popular with fans. It's a pretty simple sounding song, but if you really listen to it, it's more complicated than it sounds. I would agree with you and disagree. I not in like the sense that I don't agree with your commentary. I think on face value I could understand it being not, being a little bit more, I don't know, I guess like radio friendly to some degree. Um but I feel like this is really like I feel like it's a very sweet song first and foremost. I was like really trying to read into the lyrics that I was seeing on the screen, but one thing I wanted to point out was and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Goki, on this, but I'm pretty positive it's all in English first and foremost, and I would think this is probably amongst the earlier songs that they've done like an all English song, which I thought was really sick. I definitely appreciate the awareness of that. I thought that was really nice. Um, but I don't know. I think to me this one definitely has like this to me I think is very straightforward in its sound, and that's like not I don't think that's particularly a bad thing. I think it really kind of allows you to delve into the lyricism a little bit more and maybe understand like the emotionality behind it. So, I always think that, especially if they're trying to drive home a message of like, of just being there for someone during challenging times. I feel like that is definitely a universal commentary. You know what I mean? I think like if you've got somebody that really cares about you and wants you to do well, or like you have a bad day and you want somebody to maybe uplift your spirits in some way, like I think this song is very yeah, I think this is a very comforting song. I would absolutely say that. I liked a lot of the different things about this song that I particularly appreciate the most was just like the way that it's layered. Like there's a lot of great vocal layering in this song. I think the delivery from Psyche was incredible, but there's a lot of great like vocal overtones from Miku, and I'm sure there's some other vocal parts from Psyche as well that just sounded really good. Like there's a lot of great like stacked harmonies. The hook in the chorus is really damn good in my opinion. Um, I feel like probably the only two I feel like the only two people that were like a little bit more straightforward, and that's fine. I definitely feel like Akane and Misa were like a little bit more like it wasn't as crazier for them, which is good. I think there is a level of reservation that you should have, and you love to see it because I think you obviously know what they can do as artists, but for them to kind of um show a lot of thought process into how they decide to go about it, I thought was really good. And I also feel like again, there was moments where they popped out a little bit, but it wasn't like them doing like typical crazy stuff that I feel like they have done before. And then you got a really great solo from Kadame, which was also great as well too. So I feel like to me, like it does strike everything that like if I had a box checklist for every thing that I would expect Band-Maid to do in a song, I do feel like it checks all of those boxes certainly. Um, but I thought this was really good. I enjoyed this a lot. I mean, again, if this was one that you didn't enjoy, that's fine. Absolutely valid for you having that opinion. But I do feel like it is, I think it allowed me to kind of, because the song is not like as intense or as crazy, like it really allowed me to focus in on the lyrics, and I felt a sense of camaraderie with that certainly. So I thought that was beautiful. So great song. All right, let's see what we got here. Kaki says, yes, it is English, but I actually skipped their first English song, which came out in 2018 or 2019. Most fans, including me, don't like it. It's called Dragon Cries. Oh, okay. And it was a song wrote with Tony Visconti, and the collab was a failure for fans. Oof. Damn, that's rough. All right. Well, I feel like this one was much better. So, thank you for including this one. All right, very nice. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one we've got here on the playlist is "Protect You," emphasizing the value of loyalty, resilience in a relationship. It portrays a deep emotional connection, and the willingness to go to great lengths to preserve and protect those we care about, encapsulating the message of standing firm in the face of adversity. This is the ending song for the anime Grenadier You. Very interesting. All right. Another anime song. Let's check it out. All right, very cool. This was Band-Maid Protect You. Very nice. Gunky says, I think you thought this was pretty decent, but nothing special when you had listened to this before. Um yes, I do remember this song. I did like this. I think this is very well written. I think if anything, I've probably my like of this song definitely is higher up now. Because again, we've done three other streams talking about Band-Maid, so I feel like now knowing a little bit more of their past and getting into their future, um, I definitely enjoyed this one a lot. But I do feel like to me, like this is like I feel like this is just classic like Band-Maid, right? You know what I mean? Like I don't feel that this is really doing anything else like crazy, right? You know what I mean? Like I definitely think there's moments of this song that were really cool. Specifically, I love the second verse of the song. The second verse was incredible. I love like the different rhythm change of the song. It just sounds a little bit more dynamic. Um, Also, probably the only other part that I really enjoyed was the ending, where I don't know, and it is a little borderline, but I don't know if Akane's doing like blast beats. Typically, blast beats are a little bit faster, but it definitely has like a sort of like metal, like a heavier metal feel to that at the end. So I was a little, I think I was shocked about that the last time I listened to this song, and I still feel like I'm very shocked about it in this moment as well. So that's hilarious. But beyond that, I feel like this is just again very classic Band-Maid. I don't have any like major critiques about it. I feel like if you like Band-Maid, you're probably gonna enjoy this song. I think if you're new, you're also probably gonna enjoy the song, especially if you like metal. Probably gonna enjoy it. But yeah, I don't think it's breaking any boundaries for me. It's just a really well written song. So and then that's nothing to complain about. So very cool. All right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. Gunky says, I agree. Classic Band-Maid and not pushing boundaries at all. Fair enough. Fair enough. Gunky says, starting now, every song is a banger for me. I love all the songs. Damn, that's crazy. that's that's like 10 songs. That's wild. Anyway, the next one we've got is Brightest Star. This is in Gunky's top 10 Band-Maid songs. I have to start at the 1 hour and 57-minute mark, and since that's where the song starts, Brightest Star presents a heartfelt exploration of desire and the complexity of personal ambition through vivid imagery and metaphorical language. The lyrics convey a deep emotional landscape addressing themes of authenticity, the passage of time, and the pursuit of dreams amidst feelings of isolation. Very nice. Again, I should not be surprised if you had not said it was another Miku song. I probably would have guessed that. So let's keep it rolling with Brightest Star. All right, it was 157. Cool. Oh, wow, this was recent. This is from March 27th of 24. Two-hand tapping technique. Very nice.
がちじゃいやいつだって溢れそうな気持ちごまかす強くなんかないの小さい
Very Avenged Sevenfold-ish. Cool. I like it.
二度と孤独に浮かぶがバイデスター流れ星より強く燃え続けてるあれ手を伸ばし上げ目指す先夢の先へ変わらずいつも通りが
Nice key change. Cool. Dig that.
どこにもいないあげ終われないあげ果たすまであの覚悟急ぎしない見上げる今日もが大決済探せ思いはずっとあげあげ
All right, very cool. This was Brightest Star by Band-Maid. Very nice. Thank you if you're joining for the final installment. Very nice. I enjoyed this a lot. I don't want to rehash my commentary about the Miku only songs, but loved her voice in this. I thought this was great. Also, shout outs to whoever shot this set. They did a great job. I think it sounds really dynamic, so I love that. There's a few parts of the song I definitely enjoyed. Again, that like section between both like Kaname and Miku doing that like their like tremolo picked melody line. I thought that was really cool, and how they kind of like harmonized together. I thought that was really interesting. I also noticed, and I guess maybe more so for like Miku per se, if anything else. But I really like her like vocal rasp in this song. Like I thought it was really, really cool. Sounded I feel like I haven't heard that sound from her in prior songs, so it was cool to hear that with this. But yeah, overall I definitely enjoyed this one a lot. Very fun, very engaging. Um and again, it's cool to hear just Miku run it solo in some of these songs. And obviously I know Gungi had mentioned in last stream that she at least gets to do one song at the very minimum that she only gets to sing with. So I think that that's cool as well too. But yeah, I enjoyed the song. That was very nice, very fun, very like a little, very high energy, which is what I would come to expect from Band-Maid at this point. So I thought it was very nice, very good song. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll keep it moving then. The next one we've got is Forbidden Tale. It captures the spirit of a shared journey between individuals who refuse to surrender their stories to external influences. Through a rich imagery and emotive language, it speaks to the resilience of love and the importance of personal narrative. Very nice. Okay. Let's get into the next one. Gungi says this would be the main track of this album. Very nice. Okay. Let's rock.
遥か遠く生まれる前から紡いでるストーリー今は遠く見えなくても I can feel you by my side たとえ暗闇で一人になってもいつもここで名前を呼ぶからこの
Ooh, that's a little jazz section. Crazy. Cool harmony there too. Wow. Wow. Whew. Wow. All right. Very cool. Oh, we got into Forbidden Tale. Very nice. Gunky says, this song is very interestingly arranged. Um, and I love it. I agree. Definitely did not keep to the first pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, final chorus. Um, I don't even know how I would arrange it. I'll have to try to figure it out. And then just FYI, the part where the music stops and you hear crowd noises is in the studio release. Very nice. I kind of figured it was. It didn't seem like, I feel like when you hear like crowd like sounds, like there is this type of dynamicism to it. So I wasn't really shocked by that at all, but you know, nonetheless. Um this was fantastic. I probably say this is amongst my favorites without a doubt. I would agree with Gunky that the song just changes entirely. Like the song itself is just very interesting. The only thing that I could really notice was like the beginning intro was interesting. Like then you get into maybe like first verse, and then it has like a pre-chorus or like a longer bridge, and then you get into the first chorus, and then like the second verse is like vastly different than the first one, and like maybe you get another bridge or like an extension of that, then you get that like final like second chorus slash final chorus. It was just very interestingly arranged. I'd have to probably like sit down and actually figure out like what the structure breakdown is in terms of that. But I was like, every time I was listening to it, I was like, wow, this is different. I was like, this part's different. Like it was just very interesting. And I love that they again kind of got different moments of the song where like it really dynamically broke up like the entire listening experience. So I really, really love that. As well as that, I would say this is, at least for me vocally, I liked the vocals from Psyche, which obviously I've loved her vocals a ton, but I felt like with this one I was just like, there was a lot of power behind her voice, and I think she sounded super strong in this song. But then, as well as that, I feel like Miku also provided some really great like backing vocals, like some great harmonies, like all around. I feel like it was probably so far my favorite performances from both of them. I liked a lot of like the lead guitar in this, though I was surprised. I don't think we really got a Konami solo, which I was a little shocked by, but still enjoyed it nonetheless. Misa and Akane were just holding it down, so I love that. They are the rocks to the song, so I feel like they definitely feel like the anchor in this one, so I appreciate that. But damn, it was so much fun. I like it almost made me not want to stop listening to that song. Like I could listen to this, I could listen to Forbidden Tale many more times and probably not get tired of it. So I really appreciate the song. Really fun, really energetic, and I think I would probably put that amongst their catchier choruses for sure. It was just a joy to listen to. So really enjoyed this. Gagi says it starts off teasing like it's gonna be about it, and there's like, how about they were like how about no, that's fair. Love the next song, Tamaya. So I had to include this even without an MV or live video. I literally couldn't find any performances. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's get into Tamaya. So check it out. Oh, I didn't even read the commentary on this. It is inspired by the Japanese Edo Aero Fireworks Company. Was used to praise impressive fireworks. Lead vocalist Asaiki wrote the song with a summer and firework theme in mind as a way to express feelings of celebration and excitement. The song is meant to be upbeat summer track that makes the listener want to dance. Okay. Let's check it out now then.
溶け出しちゃいそうな真夏の夜空のショータイム派手に上がって咲いたスターマイ響けどこまでも Light the fireとうなる轟音が期間ひらめきドカンと驚くチリチリになる花びらたち夏の夜の夢の後間の恋だのしょうもないこと言わないでセンチメンタルくだらない人生は一度きり楽しんだもの勝ちなぜなぜ期待を鳴らせとりゃせ踊りゃせ祭り林が高鳴る方へシャリラ照れないで今宵は恋恋さ遊び尽くせよ踊りなさんだもうハイになっちゃいそうだキラキラまたたぶガンパウダーいつの間に煙になる足の腰の硬いこと言わないでロマンティックは止まらない人生は一度きり恥ならかいてなんぼさらって出すだけを出さどうやせ踊やせ同じ夜には二度と会えないされな笑っていたいね今宵は恋恋さ遊び尽くせ人生なんてあっという間パッと消えてなくなるのならパッと咲き散るだけ誰よりも熱く何より高く華やかに咲けつかねえことなどとりゃせ踊りゃせ祭り林が高鳴る方へシャリラ照れないで今宵は恋恋さ遊び尽くせよ
All right, very cool. This was Band-Maid's Tamaya. Very nice. Let's see. Guggy says we're getting going to get into a few danceable songs. Very nice. I enjoyed this a lot. Very fun. I will agree. Very danceable. I think it has a lot to do with that like hi hat snare, rhythm that Akane was doing. So I love that. It was very fun. I loved Saiki's delivery in the song. I feel like again, she's just the queen of like dynamicism in her voice. Like I love like the like warble she has on her like lower end of her vocals, and then she can really obviously be a very great powerhouse vocalist as well. I feel like Miku's contributions as well were incredible in this song too. I feel like it's always I feel like they always work in tandem together, and I think truly that's a lot of the magic of their music. Obviously not all of it, but I would say just kind of the combination of their voices just work out so well together, and so I definitely appreciated this. Um, but yeah, overall, really enjoyed this song. Just really a fun song. I think if I was to put this on it, like if I was just to put this on, I'd probably just be do the same thing. I'd just be bobbing my head, just feeling the song, and just really just really enjoyed it. So I definitely feel like their reasoning for it to kind of represent like summer and obviously like firework, the feelings of seeing impressive fireworks. Like I definitely feel that, like you could see that in like the musicality, the writing. It's got a lot of pop, it's got a lot of fun. So very nice, very nice. So I definitely enjoyed this one a lot. This was a good vibe. So Guggy says this song resonates with me right away. Loved it then. Guggy says, Brad, I expected you to dance during the chorus of the next song. Listen to Psyche. Oh God. Nobody wants to see that. I can assure you. So, anyway, this is it Magie or Magie? Because I feel like the title is I would imagine like a loose translation of Japanese. So, anyway, encourages listeners to move and enjoy the movement. The lyric conveys a sense of freedom, liberation, suggesting a carefree attitude towards life and relationships. The title, Magie, translates to magic, which reflects the themes of creativity, enchantment, as well as its playful and carefree spirit. Very nice. Guggy says, I've never heard them actually say the name. That's fair enough. Fair enough. If I've butchered that, please let me know. But let's keep it moving with the next one. Nice. Woo! All right, very cool. This was Band-Maid's Magie. Hopefully I've got that pronunciation correct. I don't know. Let me know. Let's see. Gagi says watching this live made me fall in love with this song. Very nice. I'll have to check I have to check out the studio version, but I will say for this song, definitely loved it. I will agree the live performance of this is just so much fun. I think like you can tell people are engaged, they're having a good time. You can tell the band's having a great time. So I feel like to me that like already wins me brownie points for this song already. But I also gotta say the song is so wickedly good. Like I love the instrumentation of the song. It's kind of giving like a little bit of that classic like metal sound. Like it definitely gives me a bit of nostalgia, which is not a bad thing. I definitely, any opportunity that I have to like kind of harken back to my old days of listening to like, you know, the like hair metal, like classic metal vibe is just so good. But man, this is just so much fun. I feel like Psyche in this song, and especially this live, she was just into it. You know what I mean? Like she's trying to get the crowd engaged, just like having a lot of fun. There's a lot of like I don't know. There was like a lot of vocal stank she put onto this song, and I really love that because I think you could tell like she's having a good time. She loves singing this song, so I feel like she definitely put a lot of energy towards it. So I appreciate that. Instrumentation was fun. Akane always stands out to me in a lot of these songs because I love her double usage of double bass. I know I've given her a lot of props throughout all 3, 4 parts of this so far. And I'll probably continue to give it to her because I feel like she's just she always has a very interesting ear in terms of the rhythm of the song, and almost always I feel like I'd be like, oh, it'd be really cool if there is like a double bass push here, and she definitely the moment I say that kind of comes into play. So I am always very like intrigued at how she writes and obviously how she puts the drumming together because I definitely feel like she has a good ear for what needs to come next rhythmically. Yeah, I think that is a sign of a really great drummer. But also I really got to give a shout out to Misa, incredible bass work, Kaname, incredible lead works as always. Miku obviously holding it down with the rhythm guitar and obviously backing up Psyche vocally as well as no small feat either. So and obviously giving her own time is just really incredible. But yeah, I thought this was also a very good song. I will say gives it more brownie points for it being live because the live energy was just incredible. So Guggy says the studio version is great, but I don't think I listened to this song enough until this live MV came out. Fair enough, fair enough. And we will now be getting into 3 anime songs. They all came out this year. These songs are so good, but Zen has a very danceable chorus. Very nice. And we are now starting on their Scoop EP that came out in October. Very nice. I assume you wanted me to put more emphasis on it, so I did, in fact, do that. So, all right. Well, we're getting into the first one of many. This one is Zen. Serves as the opening theme song for the anime series Zenshu. This song encapsulates a journey of self-discovery and resilience, reflecting on the emotional and psychological challenges faced by the protagonist, Natsuko Hirose, as she navigates her career as an animator while grappling with her understanding of love. Very nice. Gogi says, I mean, I wasn't expecting YouTube, but it was fun. Okay, very nice. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here for a long time. Anyway, let's check out Zed next.
I am drawing your lights into the bright. Nobody knows I future.
Love that descending riff. Cool. That was a crazy second verse. Wow. Wow. All right. That was Band-Maid Zen. If you're joining for the final part of the Band-Maid deep dive, appreciate you. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. Wow. Holy shit. This was a great. This is. I feel like every time I say this is a great song, I feel like you should take a drink of water to stay hydrated. So, hydration. Anyway, uh, I thought this was fantastic. I would reasonably put this probably in one of their best songs that they've done. Honestly, I think this is so good. Gugi says, and this is my least favorite of the three anime songs. But that's, listen, you could have your opinion on that. That's fucking crazy. That's just This is so good. All right. Well, maybe it set the bar in an extremely interesting position for the next ones. But I really enjoyed this a lot. This was like I would like I said I'd probably put this amongst my top favorite Band-Maid songs that I've listened to, not only on this stream but probably in general. Just oh, energy level was through the roof. I think the instrumentation of the song is just wildly good. I feel like they just keep elevating with each release. Like I appreciate that they have kind of kept a familiar sound over the many years, excuse me, that they've been a band. But I feel like with each release, I'm always just like, holy shit! Like they continue to they continue to improve the formula, right? You know, so I appreciate that a lot. I think a lot of kudos because I think it's hard for bands to be in that position of like, do we evolve and do something different, or do we like again keep the same thing but just try to iterate on the best way that we can do it. And I feel that Band-Maid is in the latter half of that category, where I feel like they have traditionally kept a very similar sound over the years, but I feel like they just keep iterating and iterating and iterating. And just, to me so far, as of December 10th of 2025, I would say this is probably the best iteration thus far from Band-Maid. It just sounds so good, and it still feels like them to every extent, but like they just continue to just get better and better. I really love the second verse of that song, especially considering how drastic it was from the first to second verse. It was just really cool. The chorus is extremely catchy. Got a great hook. I feel like Psyche was putting her all into it, and you could tell. Definitely love that. Miku also was adding some incredible vocals over top, and in addition to Psyche's vocals. But this is just a banger. I love the guitar solo from Kaname, was just fucking ripping. Oh, it was just so good. Chef's kiss. There's genuinely, I don't think there's much else I could say about this song. But god damn, so good. Loved it. So great track. Gunky says, I did say that this song is a banger. The anime songs are actually in order of how much I like them. Wow. Okay. So the next one on this list is Ready to Rock. Ready to Rock is the opening thing for the anime. Rock is a lady's modesty. I do remember that name. I have not checked the anime, but I will have to check that out. It reflects a youth rock story centered around themes of female empowerment and passion for music. The lyrics express a strong affinity with the anime's narrative. Very nice. Gunky says, I've actually watched the anime Ready to Rock. I really enjoyed it. Hey, okay. I'll have to check it out then. So, all right. Well, let's check out Ready to Rock then. What is this intro? The double bass push on this is fucking crazy. All right. Very cool. This was Band-Maid's Ready to Rock. Very nice, very nice. Um, okay, I would like to get a funny tidbit out of the way. I feel like anytime that I've seen live videos of them, which we have seen a lot, we've seen a lot of live videos. I have to give it up to Psyche because I can never fail to see her make like a very interesting facial expression. She's very like facially expressive on stage, and every time that like the cameraman like panned into her, she had like some sort of like her eyes are like really big, and she's like, yeah, like that, and I was just like, it just made me crack up. So shout outs to shout outs to whoever was doing that. It was great. My first initial thought was, wow, her eyes get really big sometimes, and that's crazy. So respect. But joking and banter aside, I did enjoy this a lot. The beginning part of the song, I was like, holy shit, is this just gonna be like stupidly heavy? Just because again, Akane did some like really, there's a lot of insane like double bass pedal work in this song. I can not imagine this being a very easy song to play on the drums. So kudos to Akane. She's the one who I think stood out to me the most throughout the entirety of the song. So I definitely love that. Um, but yeah, I thought this was very good. I in my personal preference, I still feel like Zen is going to be a really hard one to beat in my opinion, but I definitely enjoyed it. Very catchy chorus. I think it does have a lot of the elements of what I would typically associate with Band-Maid, so I love that. But I still feel like, again, if I'm ranking these comparatively, then that's how I feel about it. But I thought this was very good. I definitely enjoyed it. Very punchy, very much what I feel like I would expect Band-Maid to do, but with a lot more double bass. Which is again, I'm not arguing about that. I love double bass, so it was very cool. But yeah, very nice. Um, Gunky says absolutely love the intro. Fair enough. I agree. Bandmaid wrote some of the music for the anime. That's also very sick. And I know we did talk about it with a previous song, so it makes sense that that's cool. I'm glad it kind of almost came a little bit full circle in that moment. I mean, obviously, it'd be really sick if Bandmaid actually had an anime, but I feel like this might be about as close as we could get as of right now. So, and Gunky says, Rock is a Lady's Modesty is actually how I discovered Little Glee Monster. Oh, very nice. They had the ending song. Cool, cool, cool. Gunky says, that is your opinion. Everyone has their own personal taste, of course. Udi says that was great, but I like Zen better too. Hey, let's go. I'm just kidding. Goki, no offense. Uni and I are on the same wavelength, mostly, I would say. So that's always good to see. No offense. I'm sure there's probably people that love Ready to Rock as well. So, Goki says, and when they say they did the music, I'm like, just talking about this song. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, like I said, I feel like they are. To me, it's cool. I'm glad that they are. I think I think it's cool, especially now because like I feel like anime and music have always had a really good crossover appeal to me because obviously I play instruments. I love anime, so I feel like seeing that in a show and like seeing like bands perform that type of music is just really good. So, I'm glad that it's starting to see more of a lens with people who, and maybe it also might inspire people to pick up an instrument as well too. So I feel like there's just a lot of good things in regards to that. So I'd love to see it. So. All right. Well, we're moving into the final of the 3 trilogy for anime songs done by Band-Maid. This last one is What is Justice? It's a reflection on the complexities and uncertainty of justice. The lyrics explores themes of inherited struggles, the nature of protection, and the search for understanding in the world that is often feels unjust. Amen. Feel that. It is an ending song for the anime Togen Anki. Very nice, very nice. And Galgi says that this is one of my top 25 songs this year. Hey, wow, let's go. All right, well, let's check out What is Justice then. Ooh. Ooh, pump beat. All right, very cool. This was Band-Maid. What is Justice? Very nice. I enjoyed this one a lot. I was gonna make a really terrible joke. I was gonna be like, they should be called Arby's because they have the riffs. But I thought this is really fun. That main guitar riff at the beginning was so sick, and I like how they kind of interweaved it throughout the rest of the song. I thought that was really incredible. So I definitely sorry. The delayed reaction in chat. Oh, great. That's awesome. Listen, you come here for my insightful commentary and also my poor taste in jokes. Listen, you know what you signed up for. Um, I I thought this was really good. I enjoyed this a lot. Again, that like main guitar riff I think is interwoven throughout the entirety of the song. So I love that. At certain moments they kind of come back and do a full circle moment to the track. So I appreciate that a ton. Psyche's vocals in this song sound huge. She sounds fucking huge in this song, and I love that. Like really dynamic. She's got like a lot of throatiness to her voice in this song, so I appreciate that. I also loved like kind of the differentiation between her and Miku, both incredible vocals, but I love kind of the interplay between them as well. Rhythmically, this was really fun as well. I like that Misa again brought the bass in this track. There were some cool moments where she's doing like more of a straight kind of rhythm. There are some where she was kind of like breaking off and doing like a little bit of her own melody. And then as well as that, like I think also matching up really well with Akane, of course, being the rhythm section. I do feel like they definitely held down the song. And what I've noticed, at least for the newer songs, is like they've to me feel like a little bit more of the anchor point. While I do feel like they definitely have moments of their own, certainly I know I could tell like a lot of their songs are built around how strong that rhythm section is and like how it kind of dictates the rest of the song. So it's really cool to hear. So I also really love this one as well too. This was so good. So not surprised. Everyone was laughing at my comeback for that. Gunky says, I should also mention the next two songs are also in my top 25 songs of this year. Wow. Okay. Not surprised, but very, very cool nonetheless. So very nice. If and if we are again rating this based off of my own personal preference and nothing against Gunky, shout outs to them for putting this together, I think I would probably put Zen first still. I'd probably put What is Justice second, maybe like a tie for first, and I think Ready to Rock would probably be like my third slot. Not that any of those three songs were bad by any stretch, but if I had to go based off personal preference, I think that's how I would arrange them. So all right, well, we're going to keep it moving. The next one is Dilly Dally. This is about not getting discouraged by the darkness of the world, especially in the social media age, and about not wasting time on things like smartphones. Wow, that's very, very timely. So, let's see. Kogi says the next song might throw you off, but it's already becoming a fan favorite. Dilly Dally is how you do the repetition that Kogi likes. Fair enough. All right, well, let's check out Dilly Dally because we shouldn't be dilly dallying. So let's go. Okay. Great chorus. Ooh, the slap bass too. Ooh. Go, Misa.
Why you wanna want it? Hey, I wonder why you wanna want it. Hey, I wonder why you wanna
Cool harmony shift.
Hey, I
Nice.
wonder why you are so up.
Oof. Jesus. Wow. What an ending. All right. Well, this was Dilly Dally by Band-Maid from their newest release, Scoop. Very nice. Very nice. I enjoyed this. This is fun. In a song that I feel like particularly is I don't want to say a dark song, but definitely a song that is very timely. I think I made that comment just before we started listening to it. So I still feel the same way about that. But um this brings the energy. You know what I mean? I think that all of the songs that we have listened to from there is just like, damn, like it's just so much fun. Very, very like very typical of like the energy I feel like Band-Maid brings. So I appreciate that a lot. Um Vocals both from Miku and Saki did incredible. I think again they were so well arranged in this song. The guitar solo from Kadami was also incredible. I love that little bass section from Misa. That was really sick. Akane obviously just slamming those drums, which is really good. I also like that like the Dilly Dally, like I guess it's more of a I don't know, like a vocal sample kind of in some ways. I thought that was really cool. I like how they kind of incorporated it into it. It doesn't feel like it, it definitely obviously gives the name of the song, but it doesn't, overstay its welcome. I think it fits really well into the song and, obviously has a meter to it certainly. And then as well as that, like I think there's obviously a melodic element to it as well too. But definitely enjoyed this a lot. I kind of feel like it this feels like a longer song, even though I looked at the time and I was like, holy shit, it's only like it's under 3 minutes long, which is kind of crazy to me because some of their other songs are pretty long. So I genuinely thought the song was longer than it was, which was interesting. So I feel like that kind of messed with my head a little bit, but otherwise, I enjoyed the song as well. This was a fun one. So Guggy says this one is one of those rare, very rare under 3 minute songs. Yeah, I was surprised. Certainly. So very nice, very nice. All right, well, we're gonna keep it moving. We've got a couple more. The next one we've got is Present Perfect. This is about their past and future. Is written to be a calling card for the band, meaning the meaning of the song is about looking back on their history and also looking forward to the future, incorporating snippets of past lyrics and proclaiming their ambition to conquer the world and share their story with fans. Very nice. And this would be the title track. So very nice. All right, let's get into Present Perfect then.
class and perfect.
Yeah. Psyche, wow. Like the melody shit for this chorus. Cool. Nice. All right, very cool. This was Band-Maid's Present Perfect. Very, very nice. Let's see. Gucky says, love this song. And between this and Dilly Dally, they are my favorites on the EP. This song is a grower song for a lot of people. And also the transition out of the guitar solo is perfection. I would also agree. I definitely like that transition a ton too. I enjoyed this a lot. This was really sick. I gotta give a massive shout outs to, I feel like, who absolutely slammed this song. Psyche. Wow. I know she's an incredible vocalist, certainly, but I felt like the emotionality and like the way that she conveys her vocals in this song specifically, I was just like floored because there was like so much like depth to her voice, like there's so much projection, there's just so much emphasis towards this song. So I love that this song remains as the pillar for this EP because I think it just I would argue one of her best vocal performances that I've heard, and I've listened to a lot of Band-Maid songs over the past 2 weeks now at this point. So you know, I don't want to say with a surety, but I would say it's probably up there at least. And I would like to argue my case if that's if need be, but I feel as though the proof is in the pudding, certainly. But I thought this was really great. The chorus in this song is so good. I love, 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 love the chorus in this song. I think it's really catchy. It's really fun. Also, again, highlighting Psyche's vocals in that section. I think she sounded incredible as well. But there's just like, again, those like long notes. There's just like so much more emphasis to her voice, and I appreciate that a ton. So I thought that it was really incredible. The instrumentation in the song is so wild too. Like the guitar work from Miku, the guitar work from Konami, that guitar solo was gnarly. I love that. Akane loves double bass, and I feel like she highlighted it and used it very well in this song, so I appreciate that a ton. And Misa's tone in this song, bass-wise, was really, really good. I love how, like, kind of growly her bass sounds in this song, but also I love just, again, the really fun, like, bass riffs that she was using in the song. Chef's kiss. So, yeah, I would argue this is the complete package. If you have not listened to any Band-Maid, I probably would recommend this one, especially from the newest release. I think this one is definitely a good one to start off with, certainly. So, all right. Gunky says she's been doing more and more of those long high notes the last year or two. Yeah, I think she's definitely improved as a vocalist, so it's cool to see that as well. So, love to see it. Gunky says, before we get into the next video, find Lock and Load video. It's music only. It's the instrumental on this EP. We technically only have one song left before adding. Okay. So you would like me to go look for Lock and Load, excuse me. Let me take a look. Band-Maid. Can I not do that? Okay. Wow, somebody did a reaction video a month ago. How dare they? Anyway. Very cool. All right. This is the first instrumental with all 5 members. Okay. Wow. Let's give it a listen then. They wouldn't have her play guitar, would they? Piano? Sid's cool. Love that. Oh, I guess right. Nice. Cool. Kind of. I didn't think she was going to play guitar, so I was like, she had to be playing synth or piano. That's cool. Nice. Cool. Cool riff. Cool riff. All right, very cool. This was Lock and Load from Band-Maid from their EP Scoop. I'm just gonna keep saying it like that because that's just how I just imagine that's how it's said, right? I don't know. Gunky says the synth is Psyche playing the keyboard, very nice, and the instrumental is fire. I agree. So very, very cool. I enjoyed this a lot. Like I said, I don't want to rehash my commentary on the instrumental Oni songs because we literally started off the stream with that one. But I like this one. I think this one, in terms of instrumental songs, excuse me, I would probably say this one's my favorite. I definitely like this one. But I thought this was really rad. The synth, little extra layer of synth was nice. Had no idea that Psyche did any synth work or anything like that, so I thought that was cool. I did hear some like electronic instrumentation in like their more current stuff, so I wonder if she's also doing that as well. But yeah, this was really fun. Really, really, again, punchy, riffy. I feel like what you expect from Band-Maid at this point. I love the solo. I thought the solo in the song was also really cool too. A lot of great lead work in this. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. I think like I said, all the instrumentation I've really just had an absolute ball with. But I love the energy of this. The double bass push from Kane was incredible. Misa's bass work is always on point, and I feel like I always got to give her a shout out because she's incredible as a bassist. But damn, so much fun. They're always really cool. So. Gunky says if you look up the song Seion, it's the ballad from this EP. And Gunky said my guess is Konami has been teaching Psyche keyboard / piano. Oh, very nice. All right, that's so sweet. We'd love to see it. All right, I think it's Seion. All right, is there any more from this album, Gunky, or EP? Excuse me. I know we still have 4 to listen to, so. All right, cool. Well, let's get into the Seion then. Not to be confused with the artist Seion, which I also love. So let's check it out. There's one more. Okay. Ooh.
That there always you're my luck 変わらない story Many times 同じページ読み返して Was able to live 重要もなくでもない優しい人や You said me 大丈夫って弱さと
Great solo. Wow. Very harmonized vocals too. Halftime, nice. Cool. Love this ending. Great ensemble vocals too. Wow. All right, very cool. This was Seion from Band-Maid. Very nice. Let's see. Gagi says the other song is Super Sunshine. Very nice. Okay. Loved hearing this song. Seion live from the concert I watched on Sunday. Very nice. Gagi says, too bad there's not a lyric video because they are so good. Very nice. And Unhi says, best of the night. Wow. Okay. Okay. I also really enjoyed this a lot. I probably put this high up on my list of favorites from tonight as well. I probably say this is probably my favorite ballad that we've listened to from rock ballad that we've listened to from them tonight. Just so dynamic. I think like obviously I feel like it has the benefit of being new, you know what I mean? I feel like it's always like the new shiny thing, you know, but I genuinely feel like for this song specifically, I think this one's going to hold up really well. Like I just think I think it comes down to really 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 great songwriting, and I think the song definitely has that in spades. Absolutely. I think the vocals in the song sound incredible. There's definitely some moments where I heard Miku stand out a little bit more in this song. Saiki obviously bring in her great vocals as well, but like it's so impressive to me that like you can hear the individuality between the two different vocalists that sing in this group, but then when they come together, they're harmonized so well. And like, I think what to me is what had sold band to me initially, and obviously why I love them still now, even though I am doing a deep dive on them. I feel like they've always instilled really great vocals in their music. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not to say other bands or other artists don't do that, but I think they really take a lot of care and consideration into not only I feel like making both Miku and Saiki have a voice in this group, but I feel like really acclimating those vocals to those songs, right? So I really appreciate that. There is like a dynamicism between both of them, but they work so well in tandem together that it just really, it's very heartwarming. I think it obviously also plays into kind of the sentiments of the song as well. I love the instrumentation as well. I think Akane really added some cool, like, again, rhythm sections. I know she is like crazy behind the kit in terms of like the double bass work, but like I think there was a lot of reservation that she left on the table for this song in a good way. I think to me it didn't seem like she was like ego playing, right? Like she really fit the need of the song. If there is more of a dynamic punch that needed to be in this song, I feel like she delivered on that. I love a lot of like the halftime sections. It makes the song feel fuller. The bass work from Misa was incredible, adding in that, like, again, that sort of amplification of the song. And then obviously you've got the great guitar work from Miku, but also as well from Konami on the lead side. Great leads. I love the guitar solo in this song as well too. And then lastly, the ensemble vocals. I feel like that kind of just puts the cherry on top for me for this song. Is just like, I know Gunky saw this on a live stream, but to me, it just screams like this song very much feels like one of those songs where I would imagine they would get the crowd engaged. You know what I mean? So I love hearing that in a song, in the studio version of the song. So I can only imagine how well that translates in a live perspective as well. But really, really, really damn good song. Again, I probably put this pretty high up there in terms of the favorites. So definitely enjoyed it. Gungi says that Super Sunshine is the most classic Band-Maid song on this EP. All right, well, let's check that one out. Then we'll get into Forward, and then we've got one more thing after that, I believe. So, all right, so I'm not gonna critique it probably as well as this dude because he's a music teacher, but I'm gonna do my damn best. So let's check it out. yeah. This is very classic. Classic Band-Maid. Wow. Ooh. I like this section. Wow. Gorgeous. Oof. All right, very cool. This was Band-Maid's Super Sunshine. Very nice. This is we have one more, and I think I've covered all of all of the songs in the EP. Very nice. Gunky says now you will be able to say you did a full EP listen to Scoop. That's true. That's true. All the songs on this EP are fantastic. I agree. I would highly concur that. Uni says best of the night again. LOL. That's true. That's true. This one, I feel like got the classic Band-Maid treatment. Which, listen, I don't think anybody in chat would be arguing that's a great thing. This is very fun, very energetic. I loved the instrumentation. I don't want to feel like I always rehash about like the songs that are very like atypical Band-Maid, but they're just so good. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I could say it has that classic Band-Maid sound, but genuinely, like, I mean that. Like, it does have that feeling I know that I can only get from a Band-Maid song. So I love that. But I feel like this one was like a little different. I like that they did some things that I wouldn't have expected them to do. I think again, the chorus phenomenal in the song. But they extended the bridge. The bridge in the song is really long, but I loved the fact that it was changed. Like it was so refreshing. I think it added like a new coat of paint to this song that I already enjoyed already, but like I think it gave it like such a different lens, and I would say to me it just kind of gave me that like catalyst or turning point in the song where I was just like, this was this was so good. So I love that element of the song. I think that's to me what elevates it past maybe just the it sounds like a classic Band-Maid song, but I think that this one kind of had an elevated focus to it. So I loved hearing like just the different ways that they could still keep to that traditional sound that everybody knows and loves them for, but then as well as incorporating new things, and I hope that at some point they kind of find that amalgamation point where it's like they can incorporate new things into it and be like, "Oh wow, they're just so good." So I loved hearing it. Very fun. I also imagine this one very similarly to the previous song we just listened to. I can imagine they just hit different live. You know what I mean? Like there's certain songs that I feel like that are in Band-Maid's catalog that I'm just like, damn, this one probably goes hard as fuck live. You know what I mean? So I feel very conflict. I feel very stand in the ground with this one, where I imagine this one just is like one of those songs that I'm like, damn, this one goes hard live. I'm sure. So very cool. Enjoyed this. This was a fire song. Also really like this one a ton too. So let's see what we got. Gunky says I should say something about their newer songs. They have a chance to get to the top 10, but they're too new to get to that point. Gunky also commented on changing. Hey, listen, that happens. I get it. Both of these last two songs really hit hard for me. Can't really compare them though. Love each of them for different reasons. Hey, fair enough. Gunky says, just FYI, Forward is actually on their very first EP. I couldn't show you this as the first video since it was performed 2 years ago. On the screen, they show pics here and there from the beginning. Okay. All right, well, let's check out Forward then. Forward is reflects a journey of overcoming challenges and maintaining a positive outlook. Even in difficult times, the lyrics emphasize the importance of moving forward despite past losses and uncertainty, and encourages listeners to keep pushing forward with courage and determination. So, very nice. All right. Well, let's get into Forward then.
僕らは勇気を試されてるどんな一歩だって無駄にならない目指した場所見えなくても弱い間道がつなぐからどんな環境だって味方にして差し出された椅子になった大事なものを奪われていても立ち上がれる心信じてるよ前へ前へ走ってゆけ前へ前へ走ってゆけありがとうございます
All right, very cool. This was Band-Maid's Forward. Thanks for hanging if you've been hanging for the deep dive for Band-Maid. Appreciate you. Let's see. Gunky says on the okay, I think I read that part on the last part of the video. Gunky says this was performed on their 10th anniversary concert. You can just feel the nostalgia from this performance. Yeah, I feel like to me like it was cool obviously seeing like old footage of them performing in like, you know, bars in Tokyo or Japan. I would assume Tokyo or like Shibuya or something like that, like small clubs. Um, but I think it's true. Like, obviously I'll speak about the song in a moment, but I feel like to me, it's like, it shows that, if you believe hard enough in what you want to do or what you want to achieve, that, it's, you can get there, and I think it is cool to see like a group that literally didn't think that they were going to get very far and now are celebrating, this was their 10th year anniversary. So, celebrating 13 years of being a band, I think that's really damn impressive, especially considering, how artists are now and the landscape that music's in now. Unfortunately, it's so cool to see artists still, still out there performing first and foremost. And secondly, like performing with such grace and such honor and stuff. And I think like you could tell that just between this performance and the band, like it's such a beautiful connection of like, we wouldn't be here if you weren't here to support us, for all of those years of seeing us in clubs and stuff like that. It's just really cool. And I can only imagine this statement is further mentioned more and when you go abroad, outside of Japan, what I mean? I'm sure bands that live in Japan and play in Japan, I'm sure it's just like also crazy to see, you other people in other countries still singing your songs. I'm sure it's such a validating thing. So it's cool to see that. But getting to the song, really enjoyed it. Very sweet, very fun. Like I don't think it is doing anything, out of the ordinary. I think it is a very well written song. But honestly, I feel like to me, like what means a lot to this song is, obviously the messaging behind the lyricism, but obviously just the ability to just keep pushing forward and continue like getting out there and doing it. I think, it shows that if you're really willing to do that and put the work in, then, I think it is just a beautiful thing. And obviously they love the fans, and in return, I think the feeling is mutual. So it's cool to see. And, obviously best of luck to Band-Maid as we continue on. Hopefully many more years to come from them, but, I'll wish them all the best. I think they obviously are doing a fantastic job, and excited to see what their next chapter is in music. As it moves on. So, Gunky says they have also had a steady rise in popularity. I believe they can really appreciate their fans since nothing was handed to them. They organically grew. That is true. That's true as well. So very nice, very nice. This was a very beautiful way to close out the song listening things. But we've got one more video. Looks like it's Miku's letter. We have to stop this at the 4-minute and 18-second mark. This is a letter that Miku wrote and then read at the final concert of their 10th anniversary tour. So, all right. Well, let's check it out then.
メンバーも知りませんと小鳩のね気持ちをちょっと読ませていただきたいなと思います。贅沢横浜アリーナでポ行くポ、小鳩、私は10年前今の事務所へ履歴書を出しましたと。漠然としたかっこいい音楽がやりたいっていう気持ちとメイド服が好きというたったその気持ちだけを持ってバンドメイドを作ることになりましたと。そこから本当に偶然が重なって今のメンバーと出会いましたと。いつの間にいつの間に上に結成当初誰も10周年を迎えるということもそのツアーファイナルを横浜アリーナでできるなんてことを想像もしてなかったと思いますとただどうしても夢を諦めきれなくて東京に出てきた熊本の一羽の鳩がこうして今日を過ごしているのは本当に奇跡みたいな話だなって思いますと。でもその奇跡は決して一人では叶えられることじゃなくって私の夢を拾ってくれた事務所の社長をはじめスタッフの方々やツアークルーの皆様たくさんの方がいてくれて成立していますと。そして何よりメンバーのかなみメンバーのあかねみさそしてメイド服っていうのを黙って騙して加入したにもかかわらず加入してくれたさいちゃんこの4人がいたから今日を迎えることができましたぽ。本当にありがとうぽ。大好きぽ。でも何より今ここにご帰宅してくれて私たちを見ていてくれていてバンドメイドを好きって言ってくださっているご主人様お嬢様が世界中にいることで今日横浜アリーナができていますと。今日のこの球児がなんか最後みたいに雰囲気になってるけどそんなことはなくてまたさらに世界征服へ進んでいく私たちの新しい1ページに刻んでいけるように全ての感謝と言葉では表しきれない気持ちを込めて私にしかできないこのお時間を始めたいと思いますと。
All right. It says wait, so I perfect timing. Um, that's so sweet. Like I said, it. I'm sure. Um, did you? Did I ever mention their slogan is world? Yeah, I had a feeling because it has shown up a few times, so I kind of figured they would like to dominate the world. That makes sense. Um, and like I said, I think they've done a phenomenal job doing that. Like I said before, with Forward, I think that it's impressive to continue going, especially given the type of concept that they were going for initially for the band and everything. It's impressive to me that artistry still lives, and not to say that it doesn't anyway, but I think that sometimes you always need a gentle reminder that there are still people out there that have groveled in the dirt to get where they're at now. I think it is such a power move, right? That artists are still out there doing what they can do to be seen, and I think every little bit helps, when I tell people, anytime you can go to a show, anytime you can buy a shirt, anytime you can purchase a record, like that could, make or break a band in some way, and so it's I think if you love Band-Maid and you obviously support what they do, please buy their record and stuff. This is not, they obviously did not pay me to say this, but I think it is really something important that, to keep the love of music alive. And, if you believe it strongly, then, you should, support the artists that you support so that they continue going. So really appreciate that. So very nice. I love the letter from Miku. It was incredible. In the video, it showed characters of Miffy on the paper. If you notice, they did that because Miku is a huge fan of Miffy. I did see that. I also saw the Chocobo from Final Fantasy at the bottom. I thought that was really sick too. So very nice. Well, I don't think we've got anything else, and we've entered a very timely time at 10:53. So we did it all. I didn't think we were gonna do it, but we did it all. Big salutes to Gunky. Thank you, Gunky, for typing this all out and putting it together. Hopefully it was sufficient for you. I would hope so, since you put all the work in for it, and I just get to sit here and go, and then I have to make a dumbass thumbnail later on. But I appreciate it. It was good. Gunky says, I know it was torture. No, 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 no. It was all good. I loved it. So good vibes, good vibes. Yeah. I think that's about it. I know, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I know we do have some stuff we've got planned on. I know we are gonna do Momoland. We've got a holiday stream. We've got song of the years that I have to guess from chat, both K-pop and non-K-pop. I have my own stream of albums of the year, K-pop and non-K-pop. So if you're watching this, you've got some new shit coming out. But yeah, that's about it. Appreciate y'all again. I feel like I get very sentimental during the holiday season for just doing this, and I know that this upcoming year in 26 will be me doing this for a decade, which is insane. I genuinely did not think I would still be doing this for 10 years, but I think to me I'm always very grateful and very humbled by people's support of what I do. I'm just some random dude on the internet talking about music, so I appreciate it. Appreciate all of y'all, but hope to see you in future streams. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. That's what I enjoy about the Mondays and Wednesdays of the week. So come through. If you have not, would love to see you in chat. If not, check Discord. Would love to have you chat there as well too. So thanks again, Gunky. Much salutes to you. And I guess we'll be seeing you on Monday for the next stream, y'all. So appreciate y'all. Gunky says this was your boys' planet. It was your boys' planet. That is true. That is true. And I am ready for a funky glitter Christmas. I am. So very nice. Awesome. Thanks, y'all. Hope everyone has a good thing. Obviously, best of luck to all of the people that are taking schooling. So good luck to y'all. Hopefully, you'll see you in chat soon. So, peace. See you soon.